For a long time, they made you believe that caring about your appearance was superficial, that taking care of yourself was vanity. But the truth is, your appearance speaks before you say a single word. It communicates who you are, what you tolerate, and even how much you believe in yourself. It's not about beauty standards. It's about energy, presence, and respect. The way you show up in the world reflects how you see yourself on the inside. A woman who takes care of herself radiates authority without having to say a word. A woman who neglects herself, often unknowingly, tells the world she can be put on the back burner. And the most interesting part is, this has nothing to do with money, and everything to do with intention. Your appearance is your silent business card of self-worth. Ignoring it is like trying to be heard with the mic turned off. If you want to understand the real power of your image and how it can shift the way the world sees you, and the way you see yourself, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and stick with me. Because after today, you'll never look in the mirror the same way again. First topic. Appearance is visible energy. Appearance is the physical translation of your energy. Before anyone hears your voice, your body, your eyes, and the way you present yourself already tell a story. Women who understand this don't dress to please, they dress to affirm. Every clothing choice, every self-care detail communicates something about how they feel and the standards they set for themselves. I realized this when I started noticing how I felt on the days I got ready on purpose, even without a reason. I wasn't dressing up to be seen. I was getting ready to remind myself of who I am. And that changed everything. My posture, my voice, even the decisions I made. A simple act of self-care turned into self-confidence. Appearance is vibration. When you get ready out of self-love, the world responds to your energy, not your aesthetics. And that's what sets authentic care apart from empty vanity. Women who value themselves understand that appearance isn't about attracting looks. It's about holding presence. Comment. My appearance reflects my respect for myself. This phrase symbolizes the awareness that the way you show up is actually the way you choose yourself every day. Second topic. The way you see yourself shapes how the world sees you. The world is a mirror, and it reflects exactly what you believe about yourself. If you show up careless, insecure, or disinterested, people won't treat you poorly out of malice. They'll simply respond to the image you're projecting. It's unconscious. The way you see yourself sets the limit for how much respect the world gives you. I saw this firsthand when I started working with people from different social and professional levels. There was a woman, quiet and reserved, who could walk into any room and instantly shift the energy. It wasn't the expensive clothes, it was the alignment. Every detail said, I know who I am. And everyone else knew it too. When I understood that, I changed everything. Not to look like someone, but to align my image with the woman I already was on the inside. Appearance is visual coherence. When you dress and carry yourself in line with the identity you want to embody, the world aligns with you. The doors that once seemed shut start opening naturally. Comment, I show up as the woman I am. This phrase marks the moment you stop trying to be accepted and start being recognized, because you finally see yourself clearly. Third topic. Taking care of your appearance is an act of respect, not vanity. Many women were taught to feel guilty for wanting to feel beautiful, as if taking care of your body, hair, skin, or style was the same as being shallow. But women who are rich in awareness, not just in money, know that self-care is a ritual of respect, not an act of vanity. It's how you tell the world, I matter. I remember a phase when I was emotionally drained. The last thing on my mind was my appearance. I kept telling myself I didn't have the time or the will. Until one day, I looked in the mirror and realized it wasn't about looks. It was about dignity. I put on lipstick, fixed my hair, and wore an outfit that represented me. Not because I wanted to go out, but because I needed to reconnect with myself. And something shifted. What felt like exhaustion turned into strength. Caring for yourself is a silent reminder that you deserve the best, even when the world tries to convince you otherwise. It's an act of resistance and of love. Confident women weren't born ready. They rebuilt themselves in front of the mirror, one gesture at a time. You can change your hair, your style, your body, but if you don't change how you see yourself, the mirror will keep reflecting the same insecurity. That's why so many women fix the outside, but still feel small on the inside. Because it's not just about appearance, it's about the value you believe you hold. A woman who sees herself with love, respect, and power attracts not just attention, but opportunity, recognition, and prosperity. The truth is, your image and your relationship with money come from the same place, how you perceive yourself. When you believe you deserve the best, the universe starts responding differently. And that's exactly what I want to show you. That's why I created the Wealth Code. Awaken your feminine power to create freedom and abundance. A guide to help you transform your relationship with money. Awaken your inner power and build financial security with ease and purpose. A simple yet profound step-by-step, so you never have to live in fear of scarcity again, and can start living with the peace of being able to choose. Because the woman who knows her worth thrives. If you're ready to transform your life from the inside out, check the link in the first pinned comment. Fourth topic. Your image defines the space the world allows you to occupy. Before someone hears you, evaluates you, or respects you, your image has already entered the room. It's your first business card, and often the most important one. It's not about fitting into standards, but about understanding that appearance is a social code that communicates value, intention, and self-perception. I saw this clearly during an important meeting. I walked in looking simple, but sloppy, because I believed content mattered more than presentation. And even though my ideas were solid, something was missing: presence. People didn't listen to me with the same attention. On another occasion, I went to a similar meeting, but this time I paid attention to posture, eye contact, and what I wore. The content was the same, but the reaction was completely different. The difference was me. The right image opens doors not out of superficiality, but because it builds trust. It makes others believe in you before you even have to convince them. Women who understand the power of image don't just dress for the world. They dress to claim the space they know they deserve. Comment: my image opens doors. This phrase symbolizes the awareness that the way you present yourself is a tool of power, not a cage of aesthetics. Fifth topic. Appearance and posture are extensions of your self-confidence. It's not the heels, the outfit, or the lipstick that make you powerful. It's what they awaken inside you. When your appearance is aligned with your essence, self-confidence stops being just a concept and becomes a presence. The way you walk, look, and hold a space changes when you feel good about what you see. I remember an event where I met a woman who wasn't flashy at all. Simple clothes, light makeup, but she seemed to own the room. It was something in her posture, her calm, the steadiness in her gaze. Later, she told me something I never forgot. Self-confidence isn't about being noticed. It's about being whole. That's when it clicked for me. Appearance is the trigger, but the power comes from within. Since then, I started dressing not to seem stronger, but to remind myself that I already was. The mirror stopped being a judgment and became a tool. Confident women don't need to prove anything. They simply show up as someone who knows her worth. Comment: I dress like someone who trusts herself. This phrase marks the moment you understand that the right appearance doesn't create confidence. It awakens it. Sixth topic. Your appearance influences how the world responds to your energy. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to light up a room just by being in it? It's not about beauty, it's about vibration. Appearance is one of the most direct ways to amplify your energy. When you take care of yourself with intention, it's not just your look that changes, it's the frequency at which the world perceives you. I remember a day when I was completely drained, with no energy at all. I looked in the mirror and realized how much that image reflected exactly how I felt inside. So I decided to do something different. I showered, got ready, put on perfume, and chose an outfit that made me feel alive. When I stepped outside, people started treating me differently, with more attention, more kindness. I hadn't said a word, but something in my energy had shifted. Women who understand this know that appearance isn't just about aesthetics, it's about frequency. When you raise your energy, the world responds. It's as if you're silently saying, I'm ready for what I deserve. Your appearance is the visible reflection of the energy you carry and project. Comment: my appearance elevates my energy. This phrase represents the awareness that your look is the first step to aligning the outside with the inside and attracting what vibrates on your same frequency. Seventh topic. Consistency in self-care is the real luxury anyone can look good on a special day. But women who truly radiate presence don't rely on special occasions. They make self-care a habit. The secret isn't dressing up for others, but respecting yourself every day, even when no one is watching. Consistency is what turns self-care into natural elegance. I remember a time when I only took care of myself for specific events, a meeting, a date, an outing. It was like I only allowed myself to be my best version when the world was watching, until I realized, if I didn't value myself in anonymity, I'd never feel authentic in the spotlight. So I started small, a skincare routine before bed, choosing outfits with care, keeping good posture even when alone. And it was there, in the everyday, that my self-esteem began to bloom. Women who stand out don't try hard to look amazing. They simply stay true to their essence. True luxury lies in quiet discipline, not in showiness. Consistency is the most powerful proof of love you can offer yourself. Comment, I choose myself every day. This phrase is a daily reminder that self-care isn't vanity. It's the maintenance of your own greatness. 8th topic. Your appearance influences the kind of opportunity that sees you. Appearance doesn't create talent, but it opens the door for talent to be noticed. It's not about pleasing others. It's about making it easier for the world to see what you have to offer. Women who understand this don't dress to get attention. They dress to be seen clearly. I learned this the hard way when I missed out on a job opportunity because of something seemingly simple. My image didn't communicate the professionalism I carried inside. I had the skills, but I didn't express that visually. My mismatched clothes, insecure posture, and tired look all said the opposite of who I was. That day, I realized the world doesn't always have time to discover your worth. You have to communicate it. Months later, I came back more confident, treating my presence as part of my resume. The difference was huge. The doors that once felt locked began to open. Appearance is a silent language that speaks to the subconscious of those around you. And when you learn to use it authentically, the right opportunities start to recognize you. Comment, my presence attracts the right opportunities. This phrase symbolizes the awareness that when your appearance aligns with your purpose, the world begins to see your value before you even have to prove it. 9th topic. Your appearance shapes what you believe you deserve. The way you see yourself in the mirror silently defines the standard of what you accept in life. When you look at yourself and don't recognize what you see, you tend to settle for less than you deserve. In relationships, in opportunities, in everything. Women who respect themselves visually aren't being vain. They're constantly reminding their brain of the standard of value they've chosen to live by. I remember a time when I was constantly exhausted. I didn't make an effort, didn't look at myself with kindness, and without realizing it, I began accepting emotional and professional crumbs. One day, as I looked in the mirror, I realized my image reflected exactly that: neglect, fatigue, resignation. In that moment, I promised myself I would start dressing like someone who expects the best from life, even if I didn't know when it would come. And it did. Because when you elevate how you see yourself, the universe follows. Appearance is a physical reminder of your worthiness. It's a daily affirmation that you are worthy of the best. Women who believe in their value don't wait for special occasions. They become the occasion. Comment, I dress with the worthiness of the life I want. This phrase symbolizes the moment you stop waiting for external validation and start projecting, with every gesture, the standard of love and respect you've chosen to live by. 10th topic. Appearance is the mirror of the identity you choose to embody. In the end, it all comes down to this. Your appearance is a daily choice about who you decide to be. It's not a detail. It's a silent declaration. Every time you get ready with intention, you send a message to the world and to yourself. I know who I am, and I know the value I carry. Women who understand this don't get ready out of insecurity, but out of awareness. They've realized that appearance is a language, and the body is the stage where the soul expresses itself. I learned this over time. There were moments when my appearance reflected doubt, fear, and the attempt to fit in. But when I started taking care of myself from the inside out, mind, energy, expression, my image changed. And along with it, the way people treated me, the way I showed up, and the way life responded to me. Appearance is the mirror of your identity, not the one the world imposed, but the one you choose to sustain every day. Comment, my appearance expresses the woman I am. This phrase marks the closing of this new cycle, a commitment between your inner self and what you reflect to the world. Taking care of your appearance isn't about fitting in. It's about showing up fully. It's about aligning your inner energy with your outer image and letting the world feel, before it hears, the strength you carry. Appearance is presence. It's respect. It's self-awareness in visual form. When you choose to see yourself with love, the world learns to see you with respect. When you dress with purpose, the right opportunities begin to recognize you. And when you understand the power of your image, no one can convince you that loving yourself is too much. If this video made you reflect on how you've been seeing yourself, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment. From today on, I choose to see myself with love and presence, because your appearance is the reflection of the respect you have for yourself, and that's a power no one can take away.